When you are ready to join your Zoom meeting, you will receive an invitation of some kind. It can go to your email or in the form of a text message. The first thing that you'll see is the topic of the meeting. Then it'll say the date and the time of your meeting. Then it will show the Zoom meeting link. Below that will be your meeting ID, the password if there is one, and then there will also be a dial by your location. When you would want to dial by your location is if your device does not have a camera and you would want to join the meeting through your phone. So this way, your face will not display in the Zoom meeting, but the participants will be able to hear your voice. You would then want to choose the location that is nearest your area. To then join the meeting, you can join in one of two ways. You would be able to grab the meeting ID number. Go to zoom.us, say join a meeting. Then you would put the meeting ID in this box and select join. It will then launch your Zoom meeting. Or you would just be able to click on this link and then it will also launch your Zoom meeting. Once your Zoom meeting launches, if the host has not started the meeting yet, then it'll display this screen where it says waiting for the host to start this meeting. Once the host is logged on, you may be in a waiting room where it will say, please wait, the meeting host will let you in soon. This means that the host needs to individually allow you into the room. Once they admit you into the room, it will then bring you to the Zoom meeting. Here is where you will say join with computer audio, or you can test your speaker and microphone. Then down here is where you will be able to start video. Once you have joined your Zoom meeting, there are a few key functions to be aware of. The first one is the mute button. That is in the bottom left corner, and that is when you would be able to mute yourself and your surroundings. Next is the start video. If you select this, it will then change your camera to your front-facing camera and be able to see your face. Moving along, there is the participants. In the participants, you will see who is all inside of the meeting. This is where you'd be able to invite someone. A second place you'd be able to mute yourself. And then there's a raise hand. Raise hand is a good option for when you are muted and want to show the host that you have a question or a comment. You will then see that there is a blue raised hand next to your name. When you are finished, you can go ahead and select lower hand. If you would like to make a chat, you can go ahead and select the chat function. What you will then do here is you can type to everyone, or you can type privately to someone. Here is where you can say, here is a really funny YouTube video that I watched, and type the link inside of the message. Or you can say, I can't hear you, is your mute on? If you do not want to have the chat function open, press close, and same thing with the participants. Next, there is the share screen. If the host allows it, you would be able to share your screen. Next, you'd be able to record the meeting as well, and that way you have a recording for yourself. When you are finished and you would like to leave the meeting, you can select leave and then leave meeting, and then you will have exited the Zoom meeting. This is how you schedule a meeting as a host. You must go to www.zoom.us and log in with your Zoom username and password. Then you're going to do is you're going to choose schedule a meeting in the top right. Then it's going to bring you to this screen where it'll say topic and it has my meeting. You can change this to Zoom class, or you can change it to librarians meeting, or you can say someone's birthday party. And then you can say the description. If you would like, you do not need to, that's optional. And then there is when. This is when it will take place. You choose the date. You can choose on calendar to choose in advance. You choose the time, and then how long you would like the meeting to be. If you have the basic plan, it can only go for 40 minutes. Then there's a meeting ID. So one thing that I want to go over is Zoom bombing. Zoom bombing is when uninvited people access the Zoom meeting and either display inappropriate pictures or actions on their screens or audibly say inappropriate words. When you create your meetings, you can put extra security measures in place to avoid the Zoom bombers. Having a meeting ID is one of them. They would have to have that meeting ID to be able to log in to the meeting. Then you can also have a meeting password. You can have that be what they already suggested to be, which is pretty difficult that someone would be able to log in with it, but you can also change it yourself. And you can just put it to something else. Then there's the video host off and participant off. This means that when the facilitator and participants first open Zoom, that their camera is turned off. If you want to have their camera automatically turned on when they join, you can select on. Then there are meeting options. Enable join before host means that participants would be able to join the meeting before the host is there. Mute participants upon entry is when if there is going to be a very large group and you want to mute everyone's surroundings so that they can only hear you, you can say mute participants upon entry. Enable waiting room is another extra security measure. This is when you would the host would personally enable each participant to come in. And then record the meeting automatically on the local computer means that right away the meeting will be recorded as you logged in. And then once you're finished, you press save. When you are ready to start your scheduled Zoom meeting, you can go to zoom.us and go to host a meeting and choose video off or on. And then it's going to launch your browser. Once your Zoom meeting launches, you'll see that you have similar features that the participants have. However, you have a few additional ones that you are able to use. First, very similarly to the participants, you have a mute and start video. When you are a host, I encourage that everyone mute themselves when we first begin the meeting because it creates better sound for everyone inside of the meeting. Then there's the start video. If you wanted everyone to see your face, then you'd be able to check this on. But for the purposes of this video, I have it off. Moving on along, here are the participants. In the participants, you'll be able to see that I am the only one in this video. However, if there were others, you'd be able to see their names here as well. You could see that I have recording button going on, that I am sharing my screen, my microphone is on, and my video is turned off. Towards the bottom, you can also see that I am able to invite other participants. I can mute all participants in case the background noise is getting rowdy. I can unmute all participants if I would like participants to start asking questions or making any comments. And then here are a few more features that I'd be able to enable. Next is the chat function. I'd be able to chat everyone and I can say, hello, welcome to today's meeting. Next is the share screen. Since I am already sharing my screen, you can take a look and see what I am looking at as well. If I wanted multiple participants to be able to share their screen, I'd be able to check this right here. And then not only I would be able to share my screen, but other participants as well. Next is the pause and stop recording. You can see up on the top left that I am recording up here, and there's also a pause and stop here as well. Zoom offers a closed caption. It is not correct 100% of the time, however, it does do a good job. Next is the breakout rooms. If you are in a large group setting, you would be able to put your participants in a smaller group so that they can discuss whatever the meeting and topic is about. Once you are ready to have them all come back into the larger group, you'd be able to take them out of their small groups. Next, there are reactions in case that you are listening to other participants speak and you are on mute. You'd be able to clap for someone or give someone a thumbs up. Next, I want to draw your attention towards the top of the screen where you can see that I can do a new share of my screen. I can pause this screen or I can stop sharing my screen right here. When you are finished with your meeting, you'd be able to select End. You will then have two options to choose from: End Meeting for all participants. And so that means when you end that, all of their Zoom meetings will end as well. Or you can just say Leave Meeting, and only you will leave that meeting, and everyone else in the meeting will also have to individually leave as well. Thank you for attending Indian Trails Zoom class. Last thing that I'd like to go over is Zoom etiquette. It is important to maintain a sense of professionalism while using Zoom with people outside of your family and friends. Although you are in your home or somewhere you are comfortable at, you want to be considerate of those who will be in the meeting with you. Here are some tips and tricks. It is best to keep the microphone on mute unless you are speaking. If you are concerned about interrupting the conversation or speaker, use the chat feature. Before you start your Zoom meeting, look behind you to make sure that it is appropriate and something that those in your meeting will not feel uncomfortable looking at behind you, such as appropriate artwork, a clean home, such as having your bed made, or having your TV or music off so that it does not impact the sound. Make sure that your furry friends are in a space where any barking or sounds can not impact the sound of your call. Make sure that your family or roommates are aware that you are in a call so they don't disrupt your meeting. Make sure the clothes you are wearing is something that you would be comfortable wearing in a public or work setting. And lastly, be careful of eating. Chewing and swallowing may make others feel uncomfortable and can impact your sound. Many microphones are more powerful than you think. Lastly, is if you have any other questions, please call us at 847-459-4100 extension 3 to set up a one-on-one session. You can chat a librarian live at our homepage at itpld.org. You can email me directly at sugelic@itpld.org, or you can visit our website for any other e-resources.